So when we left off, you were talking about Hagar's Hope and
Yes.
that it's transitional housing and for women
Yes.
specifically. And you had also mentioned even those that were aging out of foster care,
Mhm.
which I think that's awesome. I didn't know that about that, but
Yeah.
I have, because my mom has done some fostering, my brother and sister-in-law has done some fostering. Like I'm kind of familiar,
Yeah.
um, and I've just always wondered where do some of these kids go? Like,
Oh, I could have
uh,
we could do a whole podcast just on the foster system.
uh, I know there's some stuff there,
I
but
have,
but
yeah.
I have thought that so many times. Where do these kids go? Because it doesn't. I don't know. And if I base it upon other experiences and what I see in the world,
Yeah.
my guess would be most situations don't turn out storybook like
Absolutely.
the happy ending, right? Like
Well, how could they?
so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyways, on back to focusing
Yes.
here.
I know.
Um, so that's cool. When you said that, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. That makes sense. That's so good to hear,
Mm.
because it is a need.
Yeah.
So let's start there where we left off.
Okay.
You said they could stay for, I think you said a year, 3 years, kind of whatever they need.
Right.
Um, how does that work? Because there's a cost to all of it.
Yes, there
Somebody
is.
has to pay. So
Yep.
how does cost work? How does all this work?
So several things. We've been fortunate. The county council and commissioners have voted to give us opioid funds. The
Okay.
city council also voted to give us, they were very generous with some opioid funds they had.
Okay.
Um, they gave us $30,000 to
Okay.
spend on very specific things.
Yep.
Um, Now, I will say I am not the treasurer, thank God.
Yeah.
Emily is our wonderful treasurer, and she keeps all that straight. I am not a finance person.
Yeah.
So I don't remember the exact amount that the county gave us, but they were very generous.
Sure.
And
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
um, I mean, the opioid funds are required to go for specific things. You know this from council.
Yes.
You have to spend them in a specific way
Yes.
or use them in a specific way. And so the
Yes.
county within those parameters did their due diligence, gave us the money. We are using that money not only for some of our operations, because women coming out of jail don't have a job, they don't have clothing, they don't have a cell phone, they don't have the basics. We are counting on partnerships. We are desperate for partnerships with churches, with folks. We have some churches that came alongside us immediately. Mount Summit Christian Church, phenomenal, immediately came alongside us, and they try to keep us supplied with paper products. Um, so they try to supply. They're members of the congregation bring in donations of toilet paper, Kleenex, paper towel, tissue, just things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then my parents are very good about bringing those and dropping that off at the house. So
I I was thinking in preparation mentally for this.
yeah.
Um, I had a thought about your parents, and I don't know that I've ever met your parents. Yeah, I don't know that I even know them at all. But
Oh
I
my
was
gosh.
literally thinking as I'm driving, knowing you and your two brothers, and looking back on your behaviors at school when you were teenagers, and who you're becoming, who you've become. And then I know some of the, like David got into some wild stuff, or he's doing some really cool stuff. Not David,
David,
sorry,
Nathan.
Nathan's
Yeah,
doing some really
Nathan's a
cool
defense
stuff.
contractor.
I've lost track of David. I don't know what he's doing nowadays.
He's in
But
construction, accounting. He's doing
okay, okay, okay. But just knowing some of that, I thought their parents must have been pretty cool people.
they are. My
Yeah.
parents are amazing.
Like
They're amazing people.
that's
And I hit the jackpot with my mother-in-law. Like,
yeah, yeah,
honestly, just my
yeah,
mom and dad, my mother-in-law. I mean, my kids are such fortunate human beings because
yeah.
they
Do
just
they
have the
know it?
best family.
Do they
They do
even know
know
it?
it. They do. They do.
Now that they're getting older, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. They definitely appreciate it. My parents, yeah. Yeah.
So, um, again, I keep wanting to talk about that stuff
I
because
know. It's so hard not to get
back
into
to
the
Hagar's
personal.
Hope.
Yes. Hagar. So,
So you need partners. And here's one thing, as you were talking about this, I've thought this many, many times also. Like, I'm not trying to make a definitive statement here, but I'm just a thought process I've thought many, many times is I remember growing up in the church, there was, you always heard about foreign missions,
yep.
right? The organization we were with was big on foreign missions. And it's like, you take up special offerings and it's all about reaching the world with the gospel, right? And I think, there was a time and a place for that,
Yeah, absolutely.
where, but we need missionary help now.
Well, the
America
mission,
does.
when you walk out the door of your church, you're in the mission field.
Yeah.
The minute
Yeah.
you set foot outside your doors, you're in your mission field. When I walk out this door every morning, I'm entering my mission field.
Yeah.
Like we were
I,
called to create disciples. This is our mission field. Our
yes.
community is our best
Yes.
place to do
And
be the hands and feet of Christ.
that's again,
Yeah.
I find so when I was younger, my mind and my spirit wanted to go big,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
But
Yep.
now that I'm getting older, it's shrinking, shrinking, shrinking. And now
Uh-huh.
I look around my neighborhood. I do right now I've been doing like Walmart deliveries and
Start doing those.
just doing that. Like
I know.
you see the community.
Yeah.
And anyways, so there's a need to focus local because there's obviously some needs here, right? So anyways,
Yes. So at Christmas time, for instance,
yeah, yeah.
one of the members they did a drive for us at Mount Summit. They did an angel tree, provided
Yeah.
all of the girls some gifts. It was fantastic. One of the things they provided and that we always need them are Aldi gift cards, Kroger, Aldi, Walmart gift cards. And Kroger and Aldi are the best because they're close to the home. We're at the Bennett house, they're on 12th and
Yeah.
Race. We also have the Williams house on 16th that we're hoping to have open in the spring or summer.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and
Okay. That's
so,
okay.
yeah, but when the women come out of, either out of jail, out of recovery, wherever they're coming from, when they land at the house, we have to get them clothing. We have to get them things like a towel and a washcloth. And we do have, we sheets and pillowcases and things of that nature that we reuse. We wash them, launder them and sanitize them for the next girl. But there's some things that some things they want or that they need, like clothing. The guest house has been a phenomenal partner.
Yeah.
We can take all the girls there as they arrive, and they're thrift shop. The girls
Yeah.
can go shopping, and
Okay.
they're given a list of certain amount of things they can get,
Okay.
and they're allowed to go shopping and pick what they need. And then Jeff has even put together some sanitary kits for them, or has been willing to provide that. Presbyterian Church, right there across from the Bennett House,
Yeah.
they have become incredible partners with us. They actually hosted a really nice spaghetti dinner for us that was a great fundraiser, and we were able to raise some money. And that money has gone towards helping the girls that are just coming out with rent because they don't have a job yet.
Yeah.
It takes time. And, if I hear one more time, there's plenty of jobs out there. Trust me, they're trying. They're
Yeah.
trying. They're trying. They're trying. And some of these girls have lived in this house for 6 to 12 weeks and still not found a job and gone on interview after interview after interview. So Yes, there are jobs out there, but that doesn't mean that everyone either qualifies for them or can get those jobs. So,
Right.
transportation, we have my mother and father, and there's one or two others at Mount Summit Church that have volunteered to, well, my mother, men can't give rides to the ladies. We're not going to put anybody in that position. So, it really
Yeah.
needs to be women.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
but my mom and two other women at Mount Summit have offered to give rides. And then Patty Lansinger from the Presbyterian Church, just a wonderful woman, also has volunteered to give rides. So they'll take women to work, to job interviews, to the grocery store, appointments, things like that. They don't have cars. So transportation is always a concern. And, we always need that kind of help. We need partnerships with more churches,
Yeah.
um, who
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
just willing to come alongside and love these beautiful, amazing women that are working so hard to maintain what they've worked so hard to earn, which is their sobriety. And um, lives are being changed.
Yeah.
Laura's holding a Bible study at the house every Thursday night. It's
Who does
incredible.
that?
Laura Godby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I was like, who? Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she
So
she she does a Bible study.
she does a Bible study there with the women on Thursdays. And then
Awesome.
she also gives rides to women when they need them. And then we have, Megan and Shelly. We use the Women's Recovery Center. So if
Yeah.
any of the women are still working through their, they have a brain rewiring
Yeah.
to rework through the trauma. And then they have a Bible study, they have other classes.
Yeah.
So we refer girls to Megan and Shelly quite often. So we're all working together. We
Yeah.
have a great community, really
Yeah.
do. And Sam Frost was just able to. He's on our board. He was able to work with the Presbyterian Church, and they have volunteered to rent him the third floor. So now there will be regular AA and NA meetings available, and there's going to be other things coming
Wow.
along. Yeah, we're working. There's a solid core group that's working very hard to bring more, and
Yeah.
we
That
want to be part of the solution. We want to help.
that is amazing. I'm looking through right now at some text messages. Um, you know, Emily and Wayne Lawson.
Oh my gosh, yes, I love them so
Yeah.
much.
So I
Yes. Well, and
just,
that's funny because I didn't even mention them, and I feel terrible because I serve with Emily and Lift
oh,
Coalition,
well,
and
both of them are going to get pretty upset that you didn't say their name.
they will be because no, no.
But I had just I saw something Wayne had posted that was amazing. Oh, speaking of that too, here squirrel.
It's
But
okay.
you shared something. You shared someone else's about not grieving Saul anymore and
Yes,
looking forward to
yes,
David. Oh my gosh.
yes.
Like Beth saw that and I personally was going through some stuff wrestling
Mhm.
and I was like, wow, that hits home. Like that was perfect. And I just read it again the other day
Mhm.
also. Actually had to go back and scroll through your stuff and tried to figure it
Try to
out
find it.
because my wife sent it to I think our son. I think she texted Carter.
Oh, okay.
I think she texted the link to Carter. And
Oh,
then,
cool.
so I had to find the link. Anyways, I saved it. So now I
Yes,
have it. And I'm like,
yes.
but then Wayne posted something. There's a reason I'm bringing it up. Um, I'm trying to get to the part. There's part of it that I probably don't want to read publicly yet. May not be time for. But here's what I has. Anyways, this is why once I read it, you'll understand why I thought of it. Okay.
Okay.
God is moving in our city. This is what I told Wayne.
Yes.
God is moving in our city, and as it continues to manifest, it will be known.
Amen.
I said, it will not be manifested in paved streets and paychecks.
Yeah.
It will be manifested through the hearts of everyday believers suffering patiently
Yes.
through this life until he comes. And when you talked about all those different people, all those different players, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yep. It's
Like
humbling.
there's hurting people, and we can. I'm gonna get on my soapbox for just a second, but I've been in the circles where you rub elbows and rub shoulders, and you're like, oh, I get to meet this person or I know this person, and then you start looking around, and it's almost as if some organizations and I'll just be blunt. Some organizations and some individuals at times like present this facade. Um, we love to pat each other on the back and tell everybody how great we're doing and look at the shiny things.
Yeah.
But while they're trying to distract with the shiny things, there is a group of people that are broken and hurting and they don't know what to do.
Yep.
And so what we're talking about here tonight, what I talked with Megan and Shelly and Tiffany, with Laura and Leah, with you now, with Emily and Wayne. Like these are the things we're talking about. These are the things that we need.
Yes.
People are hurting,
Absolutely.
people are dying, people are lost.
And we need people that will quit throwing life vests and get down in the trenches.
Yeah,
A drowning person, you know, they're not going to be able to get a hold of that life vest with any type of grip. I'm not to be cheesy or metaphoric, but um, you know, with Hagar's Hope, for instance, we've served 38 women. We have had women who've come in and haven't stayed very long and have left.
sure.
Um, we've had situations where the battle was too hard. Um, I will not give up on people. I just won't give up. And I've always felt like an odd person because I'm drawn to the broken and I'm drawn to I am more humbled that the broken let me sit at their table because I know that that is a hard place to earn. That trust, that that invitation does not come easily because of how
Absolutely.
often they have
Yeah.
been hurt and condescended to and treated like dirt and pushed aside. And so I would rather sit with the broken. I just would rather. And I don't know. I feel at home there. That's
There,
fact.
there's,
I
there's,
do. I just feel
yeah,
at home
yeah.
there.
Well, and that's what I have found is there's so much authenticity there,
Yes. I can't.
right?
This is the thing. I'm not a poker player. I am
Yeah,
not a politician. I'm not.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I know we're going to talk about my run for a quarter, but I would say this. I'm a woman of faith above all else,
yeah,
first and foremost. And my faith is very genuine and very, very real and very precious to me.
yeah.
And um, I think that anybody who knows me would tell someone who didn't. I don't know how to be anything other than who I am, and sometimes to a fault, and sometimes it's not maybe the best quality. It hasn't always served me well.
I, I, I think that of myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I had a conversation the other day. There was a situation I was dealing with, and I called some people, was talking to them, and then after I'm done, I go over in my head and I'm like, man, sometimes I just say too much, like because I feel like I am I'm so humble. No, you know how people say I'm so humble. Look at how
I'm
humble I
so
am. No,
yeah,
but I'm so like I feel such a need to be so transparent and honest.
same.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yep,
And
I
it's
do.
like you want to try to convince people of how transparent and honest you are, right? And
Right.
then you sometimes you overshare or so anyways, I get
Well,
it.
and
I get what you're saying.
my celebrate recovery side starts coming out where, I feel like everybody should attend a celebrate recovery meeting. I genuinely do. It is life changing. It is humbling and awe inspiring to watch people share very openly and I felt
Yeah.
at home there because everyone's laying their mess down in front of
Yeah.
one another. You
Yeah.
are being so honest about the broken areas of your life.
Yeah.
Um, one thing I didn't touch on is I have a background in I was I had experienced sexual abuse as a child. And so that is something that I thought I had dealt with. My parents are wonderful, amazing people who were ahead of their time,
Yeah.
truly ahead of their time. And, this was the early 80s. I was just a little girl, I was 7. And my parents got me into therapy. They got me help. They did things that at the time were not really common.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd processed a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I did not, in fact, process all of it. And I've discovered that through Celebrate Recovery. And I was able to work through because I was a chronic people pleaser and I just wanted everybody to like me. And I
Right.
had very shallow boundaries, like
Right.
almost no boundaries. Um, and so I went through a 12-step process. And no, it wasn't for an addiction to a substance, but it was for
Yeah.
addiction to approval and to needing people to like me.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of healing in that area. And I'm really, really proud of that.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that I did the hard work of building boundaries and
Yeah.
holding those boundaries and not apologizing for my boundaries. And,
Yeah.
but I still overshare, just like now. Prime
But
example.
we just you just want to love people, right? You're
Yes.
like, yeah, I get it. I get it. I'm hearing you as you're talking. Like I'm hearing you and I get it.
Yeah.
Um so I love what you're doing there at Hagar's Hope. Um wow, I love it. I love that. Um let's go to something not so fun to talk about or not so what am I going to say? I want to say awarding, but that's not it. Rewarding.
Rewarding.
Something
Okay.
that's not as rewarding as
Okay.
your mental health and recovery, functioning there. Let's talk about the recorder's office.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
so, so you work currently in the recorder's office,
I do.
right?
Yes,
And then now you're running for Henry County Recorder,
I
which
am.
that election is this year. So
Yes.
the primary will be the first Tuesday in May, and then the election will be the first Tuesday in November.
Yes.
And so that's all I'll say about that. Tell us what kind of does the recorder's office do? I
Okay.
think a lot of
So
people don't really know.
I'm sure well, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Um, I was ready to leave the ER post COVID, 3 rounds of COVID in the ER. And I was looking for a change and a slower pace. And so I stepped away. I was just PRN at the ER,
Okay.
1, 2 shifts a month.
Yeah.
And my friend Lisa was running for recorder. And she won the primary. And Linda Winchester at that time was the current recorder
Yeah.
and asked Lisa, she said, hey, you're uncontested and you're obviously going to be the next recorder. Um, I'm going to hire someone in my office. Who would you be interested in me
Oh,
hiring?
cool.
Have any
Yeah.
recommendations? And so Lisa asked me if I would be interested in working in that office. And I was like, absolutely. I needed something
Yeah.
to fill up my days. And I fell in love with it. I just, um, I said, I wish I could have like 3 different careers, 4 different careers, because I'd love to work in social services, but I'd
Yeah.
love to
Yeah.
work in a library. This fulfills the library piece.
Right.
I always tell people the recorder's office is the filing cabinet for the county. It is like a filing cabinet for all the land records in Henry County. And it's got the history
Yeah.
of Henry County's land transactions is in that big, beautiful vault in our office.
I have walked in that vault before.
I love to show people the vault. Everybody
Yeah.
teases me because they say Mandy's in there sniffing the books.
It
I
is really
love
cool, isn't it?
it. Smells amazing. It
Yeah.
smells like an old library. It's fascinating. And I genuinely feel so like it's an incredible opportunity for me to be able to run for this office and hopefully I'll be elected and um, preserve those records.
Yeah.
You're maintaining the records, you're making sure that if there's any damage, that those books are repaired. So, yeah, because these books, I mean, we have books from
Oh
1822.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
I've seen
they're
some of
from the
them.
founding of Henry County. We
Yeah.
have the coordinates written out for the county. It's
So when I've seen some of those books, and they are like old. They're fragile.
they're very fragile. Yeah.
Um. So I imagine a damage in some form would come when people look through it,
Mhm.
or right,
Yeah.
they're looking at records, or maybe you're making a
Yeah.
copy or something. Or
So
how does
So
that work?
for the older records, actually, Lisa has been doing a fantastic project. So Lisa Lovelace is our current recorder,
Yeah.
and she has contracted with a company called CoFile. And what they've done is they take those oldest books because they're so fragile and the acidity of the paper. I don't
Yes.
fully understand all of it, but between the paper and the old ink that's starting to fade,
Yes.
and the pages are crumbling on the edges, we can't ask everyone to wear gloves. We can't supply gloves in every size. Searchers had previously just flipped through those books anytime they needed to search back in those records.
Yeah.
Typically, it's title searchers, it's attorneys, folks like that are looking for the land records for either to create new deeds, to settle, create estate plans for folks,
Yeah. Yeah.
for all the various reasons that they would come in and search. So what Lisa's done is she's had these books put in protective sleeves. So they're being repaired and restored, and then they're put in a protective binding. The old bindings
Interesting.
are
Yeah.
like cardboard paper. These bindings are waterproof, fireproof, smoke proof, so that the
Wow.
books will be preserved and protected
Wow.
in perpetuity. Yeah.
Wow.
And then
So
also they're all digitized, so everything's available online.
yeah, I think when I may be totally wrong, but I think when I was on the county council, I remember we were starting a process of digitizing everything.
That was with
And I
Linda,
remember
probably.
people talking about how long that was going to take,
Yes.
you know. But
It has taken a long time.
yeah.
Yes.
So as we begin to wrap up here, a
Yeah.
couple quick things. Uh, when do you know, and you may not, and I don't want to put you on the spot,
Okay.
like when they repair, like how do they have
It's
to like trace over some, or like, do you know
no,
anything
no, no.
about that process?
I don't know the full process. I
Yeah.
know. Um, I know that like they just gave Lisa an update recently on what they're doing, and it has to do with treating the paper so that it doesn't continue to break down
Okay.
before they put it in the sleeve.
Yeah.
The sleeves are like a matte finish so that if we needed to remove a sleeve to make a photocopy, we could, but it would stay inside that protective sleeve then and not be touched and broken down. One of the things they do on the edges where there's breaks and tears is there's special like filler paper. We went to the state archives, Lisa and I
Yeah.
did, and we took a class
Interesting.
on repairing documents.
Yeah.
I mean, I nerded out. It was completely up my alley.
That is
Lisa,
wild.
we both
Yeah.
kind of nerded out. It was very cool. It was a very cool class that we took. And um, yeah, it was fascinating to see how how people do this every day. Very
Yeah.
tedious work, but
That
very
is cool.
meaningful because these, Orville and Wilbur Wright, we have a rich history in Henry County. We have a
Yeah.
lot of very cool things in Henry County um, that I'm sure, people may or may not be aware of, but land
I would
records, Wilbur
honestly,
Wright,
I would say more and more people are not aware,
right,
right? Wouldn't you
right.
agree?
Yes, I
I
would agree.
mean, I think the people who enjoy the history and enjoy the roots
Right.
and I, honestly, I think there's just few of us,
I know.
right? I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm one of them, but
so, but yeah, I love that stuff.
I do too.
So you're running for recorder.
Yes.
We're right at the end of my producer's time limit here.
Yes.
So
Okay.
so you are running for recorder this
I
year,
am. Yes,
and you're running as a Republican,
I am.
which means in the primary, if someone wants to vote for you, they must register as
Yes.
a Republican or request. I guess they don't have to register, but they
No,
request a
a Republican
Republican
ballot.
ballot, and so they can vote for you in the primary.
Yes.
And then upon winning the primary, you would advance to the November election,
Correct.
and then anybody who votes within Henry County's borders can
Yes.
vote for you, no matter what party, no matter anything.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Very well said.
And I hope they will.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, so in closing, one thing I do want to say while I got you on here is when I heard you were running, one, I thought that was amazing because knowing how local government works, no matter what position it is, you want good, honest, transparent,
Yes.
caring individuals in positions of influence and authority because things can get really screwy if
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
And knowing and watching you over the past few years really get involved, um, I always, when I was showing up to the meetings and stuff, it was always cool to see you there. Hey, I enjoy my time with you. Thanks for taking your time. And
Oh, thanks for having me.
so hopefully we'll get a lot of good feedback and I love how you shared about Hagar's Hope because honestly, I didn't know a whole lot about it,
Yeah.
but I knew it was functioning and I've heard great things.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
um, anyways, let's
And
keep.
someday I'll get to tell you about community arms and about all the other things
Yeah, we
we
didn't
do.
even get
There's
there.
so
I
much we
know,
didn't even get
I
there. I
know.
know.
Well, I tell you what, win the primary, and then we'll get you back on and we'll talk about all of that.
That sounds great.
All right. Hey, take care, Mandy.
Thank you. You too.
We praying for you, praying for your
Thank you.
family. Keep doing what you're doing, and keep your boundaries.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Take care.
Thanks, Clay.
Bye.
Bye.